Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we're going to kind of do a unit 10.1, lesson 1. We're going to go through kind of another review. The last lesson we reviewed just slope y equals mx plus b. Remember, we did y equals mx plus b. We said m is our slope and b is our y-intercept, and slope equals the change in x. See, even teachers make mistakes. The change in y over the change in x. Our vertical change and our horizontal change. Today we're going to look at the parallel perpendicular equations. Again, this is a review. We talked about this before. And we'll know if we are successful if we can independently determine whether two equations are parallel, perpendicular, neither, or the same. Let's look at it really quick. Make this a little bit smaller for us today. There we go. Parallel equations. Well, we have the equation y equals 2x plus 1. First off, what's the slope? Again, with our equation, y equals mx plus b. Our slope is that m, and that b is our y-intercept. So what is the number before the x? The number before the x in our equation here is 2. What's our y-intercept? Well, that's the number after. That's a positive 1. So it's going to write 1. So we also have the equation 2x minus 3. Again, the number before the m is 2, and the number after the x is negative 3. Let's actually change the colors on these. Let's make that our second equation red. Let's make our first equation blue. So our first equation, we have a slope of 2. That's 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up to into the right 1. And it starts at positive 1. So we're going to start right here, positive 1. Okay, then we're going to go up 2 using our slope, 1, 2, and over 1. We're going to go up 2 and over 1. We can do the opposite, down 2 to the left 1, down 2 to the left 1. And let's make a line. Let's connect that line. We're using blue here. Let's make our line through these points as close as possible. That's pretty good. All right, now let's graph our second line, 2x minus 3. We're going to start at the y-intercept of negative 3. We're going to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And we can go down 2 to the left 1. Let's graph that, connect our points here. Let's make our line red, and let's connect our points as best as possible. And as much as we can tell, looking at our two lines here, they look pretty parallel to me. They are parallel. Notice how they are parallel. They would never cross each other. Parallel lines are like railroad tracks. They're like lines on your ceiling, stuff like that, where you might have two parallel lines. Our lines on our grid, our vertical ones are parallel, our horizontal ones are parallel. Notice that they have the same m, the same slope, 2 over 1 and 2 over 1. Our slopes are the same. Parallel lines have the same slope. Our y-intercepts are different. That's important, but our slopes are the same. Let's try another one. Find out, are these or are these not parallel lines? We got two equations here. We want to know, are they parallel or not? So the only thing we really need to identify is the slope. So our slope on this first one, well, that's the number before the x, and that's 2/3. On this one, the number before the x is 2, but we can't say that that's the slope because y isn't by itself. We need to be in y equals mx plus b. So let's solve it. We need to get the y by itself. So all you need to do in this case is divide every term by 3. So we end up with y equals 2/3 x plus 15 divided by 3 is 5. So what is my slope of our second line here? Again, the number before the x here equals 2/3. Are they the same slope? They are the same. If they are the same, that means that they are parallel lines. That's the symbol for parallel. Okay. Let's try another one. Now this one here, y equals 1/3 x. Well, the y is by itself, so m equals 1/3. B equals -4. We're going to do the b in the last one, but let's just put that down there just so we get used to it. Notice y isn't by itself. You got a little bit more to do here. First thing you want to do is to get rid of the -3x. And we're going to move the whole thing. Notice that I'm putting it over to the side because I can't combine those. We cancel. We get 9y equals, and I'm going to rearrange these, 3x plus 18. Let's keep going. Get rid of that 9. Divide by 9 on both sides. And we get y equals 3/9 x, which can be reduced down to 1/3 x plus 18 divided by 9 is 2. So my slope on the second one is 1/3. My y-intercept is +2. Are the slopes the same? Yes, they are. Yes, it is parallel. Again, just trying to identify, is the slope the same or not? That's it for part one. We'll come back for part two, checking out perpendicular equations. Let me know if you have any questions.